And our final coach this morning, the head coach of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, Joe Moglia. Good morning, Coach.
Good morning, Mark.
Chanticleers moved to 11-0 in the driver's seat in the conference at 4-0 following the 52-21 victory over Monmouth. If you can open up, talk about the victory over the Hawks, and then we'll move to this week's opponent, Liberty, and we'll take questions.
I think Kevin Callahan winds up doing, not winds up, I think he has done all along a great job in terms of preparing his guys. That's what I saw in film all season. That's his reputation in the Northeast as well. It was a good football game. I think our offense, our defense, and our special teams, though, are doing a better job of coming together as a whole. I think from an offensive perspective, we were able to both run the ball and pass the ball. I think Alex had a good game. You know, Hop Henderson had a good game. John Israel had a good game. But a lot of the guys, we were fortunate because we had a lot of guys able to get a lot of work. We were pleased with that. The line did a good job. From a defensive perspective, I thought we did a really good job with versus the running game. And doing that helped us be able to focus a little bit better on kind of the passing game. I think the special teams held their own. So all in all, it was a good game for us, and I thought we played well.
All right, Coach, we'll start taking questions for head coach Joe Moglia. Please press *1 on your phone or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser and click raise hand. And while we do wait for questions, Coach, if you could talk about the Liberty Flames.
Well, I think there isn't any question. I think Liberty's really, truly a very good football team. I've got a lot of respect for Turner and what he's done there and what he's done in his career. Their offense is a potent offense. The 21st in the nation in terms of scoring. They have certainly one of the best wide receivers in the league. The quarterback's strong, and either one of the two quarterbacks. I was impressed with the younger kid when he had a chance to play the other day. At the end of the day, with him starting, he still completed 67% of his passes. He threw for 240-something yards, which is close to their average anyway. He had 4 touchdowns. He's also done a good job moving the ball on the ground. I think their running back, he's a 1,000-yard rusher guy. So I think from an offensive perspective, they've got a good line. They're tough. They go after it. Their starting quarterback is very, very experienced, knows how to handle himself, knows how to handle a game. The younger guy is just a very, very, very good athlete, and he did a great job against Chuck South the other day defensively. Their safety, he's the real deal. He's an All-American. He's certainly an All-Conference kid. He's one of the leading statistical defensive players in the country. The defensive line is strong and mobile. They move around really well. They do a good job pressuring the quarterback. Their linebacker, number 45, is a good, solid, tough kid. They're a good defensive football team in that they're physical and tough, and they're 15th in the nation in terms of scoring. The special teams, I think, their kickoff place kicker has been around a while. He gets the ball into the end zone on touchbacks and kickoffs. He's got a strong leg. He's already kicked a 60-yard field goal. The punter averages 41 yards or so, and they're both consistent, and that's one of the things that you like to be able to see. So we know there's a lot at stake for Liberty. We know that. We understand that. We know there's a lot at stake even for the league. But our job is to make sure there's a lot at stake for us as well, and our job is to make sure that we're prepared, as well as we possibly can, and we're ready to go. I have no doubt it'll be a great football game.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. At this time, we'll move to questions for Coastal Carolina head coach Joe Moglia. Again, to ask a question, please press *1 on your phone or click the Q&A link near the top of your browser and click raise hand if you join us via the web. And, Coach, first questions for you are from Chris Lang of the Lynchburg News in Advance.
Hey, Joe, how are you this morning?
Hi, Chris.
Well, what's the challenge for your guys' defense this week, just in preparation, not really knowing what the quarterback situation is going to be up here?
Well, we're not worried too much about the quarterback. I mean, by that I mean we're not worried too much about which quarterback it is. Their first-string quarterback is a great quarterback. He's a good, solid kid that knows how to run the game. He can throw the ball well. He can run. He handles himself well under poise. The other guy is just less experienced, but he certainly throws the ball well and he can run well. So I don't think the game plan changes for us regardless of the quarterback. the system that they use offensively is the same, whether it's the first string or the second string guy. They're both effective. If we're not disciplined with regards to how we handle our rush lanes and things like that, either one of those quarterbacks can hurt us with their legs. The second string guy would be a little bit more apt to do that. It might change how we call some of the game, but I don't see a change in our preparation. So both quarterbacks can beat you. Both quarterbacks are good quarterbacks. One has to mature yet a little bit as a quarterback, but he's an exceptional athlete, and the other guy's already a mature quarterback.
With your team, how much has Israel improved from the start of the year to where he is now? I know the receiver was a bit of a question mark going into the year.
No, I think John's come along very, very well. Actually, we were a little disappointed early in the season that he was dropping balls that normally he's always caught. And he has certainly come along, and he's frankly becoming the receiver that we always thought he was.
And you talked about what's at stake for your team. I mean, potential 2 or 3 home games in the playoffs if you can get that far. I mean, how much is the idea of playing for an undefeated season and a seed in the playoffs really motivating your guys?
Well, I've got to think it's got to motivate the guys. I mean, how often do you have an undefeated season? How often do you get ranked number 1 in the country? How often do you get a chance to win a league outright? All those things, the home game advantage. I mean, all those things are very, 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 very wonderful things. So, I mean, the philosophy, Chris, that we always take is that our job is to go out there and give it literally everything we've got. That's still going to be the focus. That's not going to change. But there's more at stake this game, and likewise, there's more at stake for Liberty.
All right, we'll see you on Saturday. Thanks.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Coach, I'm not seeing any more questions for you, so we'll go ahead and let you go. But thanks for your time this morning. Good luck Saturday against Liberty.
I appreciate it, Mark. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. Liberty Colts again, 1 o'clock p.m. Saturday afternoon on ESPN3. And that will conclude our weekly teleconference. For the full year, our playoff coaches will have calls once the field is announced and which teams are in and when they're playing. So we'll continue with us with a handful of coaches of the playoff teams next week. But again, this concludes the regular season calls. So my thanks to all coaches and all the media for their time this year covering Big South football. Have a great rest of the week, and talk to everyone soon.